So the first part is the engagement, when we hook up the students, and the teachers start the lesson by showing a picture of an ice cube. She asked her students to observe it for a while and think, and then she asks, what comes to your mind when you see this picture? Students give their ideas, the teacher writes them on the board or in a paper, and then she asks, what do we know about ice? And where does the ice come from? How is ice formed? After they answer this question and share it with their classmates, they have a pair discussion with the question, what needs to happen for ice to transform into a liquid? Of course, the teacher gathers students' idea, and then we move on so that the teacher presents the learning objective. We start with the example of water because it's what students know, so we activate their previous. So as I said before, the teacher presents the learning objective with this. Students will be able to understand the change of matter from solid to liquid by carrying out a guided inquiry using chocolate. And then we present the inquiry question, but first we say to our students, not everything that is solid is like ice. That is only solid at around 0 degrees. For example, we have chocolate. So the students have to think about what they know about chocolate in different situations and think of when and where it would melt using their environment. So the question that will guide the inquiry process is the following. How does the melting process of chocolate vary when exposed to different situations in the environment? So after the engagement phase, we move on to the exploration one. The teacher here will divide the class into groups, and the number of people in each group will depend on the amount of students and the class behavior. Students will use this template through the activity, and at the end it will be checked by the teacher. The teacher now asks her students to create an hypothesis and motivate them by using their previous knowledge with the inquiry question. The teacher will scaffold the process if needed, and after this she will present the materials.
The materials will be 3 small Ziploc bags per group of students and have a cup of chocolate chips that students will have to fill into the 3 bags. Students now will continue their inquiry by filling out the template. They will first have to plan what they are going to do with all of the materials depending on the hypothesis they made that is related to the question. Then they have to make a prediction based on what they plan to do in the experiment. Then they have to make the experiment, and then they have to write the results and observations and do the conclusions. This is the teacher will walk around the class and help students when necessary, but the idea is that they do this on their own. When students build the conclusion, they will write based on their predictions and the hypotheses they made. And after this, with the whole class, each group will share the methodologies they used and the conclusions they reached. We decided to use this activity because, first of all, it will help students develop scientific skills. This is because the whole activity is carried out by students on a guided inquiry. Because of the nature of inquiry, students have to make hypotheses, they have to make predictions, they have to plan, they have to make the experiment, write the results and draw conclusions, which is all part of scientific skills. When they are doing the inquiry and recollecting the data, they are participating actively. They cannot carry out the inquiry if they are not participating actively in the process. And this is what secures the development of the scientific skills. This inquiry is a little bit more open because of the age of the students. Since they are in 6th grade, it can be more independent since they already have a base of these scientific skills, and this is a platform where they can develop them further. The second reason we chose this activity is because it will promote a deeper understanding of the content. For students to achieve meaningful learning, it is necessary that they have an active role in the process of generating their own knowledge, and for this to be achieved, they must have the opportunity to experiment and inquire constantly. And this is what happens during this activity. They inquire and they have more freedom to inquire by themselves because it is more open inquiry. The learning process is not only the formulation of the evidence, but also the use of it to verify what ideas would help explain or clarify what they are doing in this case with a solid and liquid matter, specifically the chocolate. By doing the inquiry this way, students practice while deepening their knowledge and understanding.